Welcome to today's AMA session slash presentation on AI and the future of work. We're thrilled to be joined today um, by our colleagues, Denis Gravelle, who is a co-founder of Devant and a chief strategist at Kibbi. Denis is an educator, innovator who is at the forefront of shaping the future of work and skill development. And we have Tran, a leader in newcomer services with over 20 years of experience, dedicated to create better outcome for newcomers. Their detailed bio was shared with everyone, and maybe I'll kindly ask them to briefly add to that presentation if they want. But as I said, today we'll be exploring how AI is shaping the job market in Canada, how you can use AI to be a future ready skills as well as use the practical tools of AI in your job search strategy. So we'll have a presentation from Dennis and Han, and of course we'll have a Q&A. Encourage everyone to write their questions on the Q&A chat box so that we could address them at the end of the presentation. And without further ado, let's dive in. Dennis and Han, take it over.
Well, thank you so much for the warm introduction and welcome everyone to our session. We're going to spend the next 50 minutes together talking about AI. And what I noticed right off the bat, if you go to the chat, there's a number of you that are using AI assistant to help you with this information. I think that is a great application of AI. Han, I don't know if you noticed that in the chat. I think there's three AI assistants that are working with individuals.
That's right. I see otter. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Um, uh, so the way we like to start our sessions is to look at the world of knowledge. If you were to look at Google, Google knows so much, but it's impossible for any individual to know everything Google knows. So if you represent the body of knowledge as a circle, Google knows way more than you do, and there's a lot of things that you don't know that you don't know. Our goal today is to get you to a place where now you know what you don't know, because only then will you be able to get to a place where now you know. Because once you know, you can do something about it. But if you don't know what you don't know, how would you know? I know it's kind of like word jibes here, but the essence is we are here to kind of flick the switch on so that now you know what you don't know, so you can do something about it. So, that's how we are framing this presentation. So, we're going to start. Han.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that Canada is investing in AI. So you can see it's $2 billion in the next couple of years. So it's going to be important in your job search. So let's move on to the next one. Uh, Next slide. Denise?
Sorry, there we go.
There we go. So even though there's only 12% of businesses in Canada that are using AI right now, it has doubled from our last year. So what we're seeing here is a huge trend that businesses in Canada are starting to use AI. And the more that you know about AI, the better it is that you're going to be able to help these businesses in running in their company. So make sure you learn more about AI. You can see that lots of people are using in information cultural industries, scientific and technical, and of course, finance and insurance. Those are the top three, but AI is across all sectors.
Uh,
Business conditions. I think that's yours, Denis.
oh, okay. What we're seeing right now is that there's an increase in employment due to AI. So employers are looking for people who have basic AI skills, and we're going to talk about what those skills are. And the reason why businesses want to hire people like you who have not only a foundation in an occupation, but also AI skills is that you're able to help those businesses implement AI at their place of work. Microsoft and LinkedIn did a massive study on AI at work, and they published this in a report called the 2024 Work Trends Report. And there were three significant findings in that report. One is that employees want to use AI at work, but they don't want their companies to catch to they're further ahead than the company. So in essence, a lot of people are now using AI, and I see that Zuleika is using Google, probably Gemini and ChatGPT, and maybe at her place of work or his place of work, they are not there yet. So that's one of the things that this report is saying is that there are a lot of people are using AI, but a lot of employers are not there yet. And for employees, if you have AI skills, that's where you'll be able to not only get a job, but you'll be able to move up within the job or find a better job. And the AI is here to stay, meaning that AI is not a fad. AI is here to stay, and it's a skill that employers are looking for. In fact, 78% of employees are bringing their own AI to work. And again, Zuleika is saying, "Yeah, I use AI for my interview too, and it's amazing." Absolutely, and we're going to show you. Han is going to show you a really cool tool you can use today to help you with not only your interviewing skills, but also to help you with your resume, help you with your cover letter, and do some research, doing some industry research, and to help you if you're taking some additional courses, to help you with your coursework. And this is key. 66% of leaders, so people that own companies, will not hire someone without AI skills, and they would rather hire somebody who does not have as much experience as someone who has experience in AI, and they can train them on the content. So this is significant because leaders they're looking for people with AI skills. Huh.
Yeah, and this is the year that Microsoft calls the frontier firm. What does that mean? What we're saying is that there is a lot of work. People are being overwhelmed by the work. Leaders want more output, but people are overwhelmed. So how are we going to address that gap? Is that we're going to use AI to do that work. And we are going to be building AI agents. So you will be having and working with AI digital colleagues, essentially. So this is the year of 2025 where more and more companies are going to use AI agents in their company to run their business. Next one. And this, of course, just talks about what we just discussed is Canadian workers are saying that they don't have enough time, they're overwhelmed, but leaders want more productivity. The answer is we're going to use agents to automate a lot of the workflow. So this is going to be the year of the frontier firm. Next slide. So first step is that you're going to use the assistant to help you. AI is going to help you with some things, which you probably are doing right now. But the next phase is that you're actually going to have an agent that is going to be a colleague of yours, is going to be a digital colleague who's going to work on a specific task. Later on, phase three, the human is then going to be managing all of these digital colleagues. So you are going to be the manager and managing these workflows, work process of all these AI agents. So you can see this is the journey to the frontier firm, and this is happening starting this year. So again, 44% of managers expect AI upskilling to become part of their role within the next 5 years. So it's so important for you to begin learning. Okay, next one. And in our nonprofit space, I think I'll pass this one, but essentially in nonprofits, it's the same thing as for businesses. Everyone needs to fill the gap of AI. But in Canada, if we look at ourselves globally, we are all the way down there. And you think the top countries are Nigeria, Egypt, and UAE are the top countries that are training their workers and their workforce on AI. We still need a lot to go, but this is where upskilling is important for all of us. Over to
In
you.
KPMG, in that particular report, they indicate a number of societal factors. And I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this slide, but basically, the key message here is that there's 70% of the people that they surveyed, and they surveyed over 30,000 people, um, they expect AI to deliver on a wide range of benefits. And I'm sure those of you who are using AI have seen a tremendous benefit in using those applications. However, there's a lot of risks in using AI, and we're going to talk about those risks. This was an article that we found in Forbes magazine. 80% of hiring managers will discard AI-generated job applications from seekers. So what does this mean? If you're using AI to generate your cover letter and your resume, and you don't look at your resume and cover letter, if it reads too much as being generated by a computer, more than likely you are not going to be you're not to be considered for a job application. In fact, 74% of hiring managers say they can spot when AI has been used in a job application. And 57%, so 6 out of 10 hiring managers are less likely to hire someone who has used AI. So, in the previous slides, I said, well, employers are looking for people with AI skills, but they don't want you to be using AI to generate a cover letter and a resume. You can go ahead and use it, but you need to really pay attention to the content and make sure that it doesn't look as if it's too AI generated. And what is really convincing here is that a lot of hiring managers will dismiss the application instantly if they recognize that it's been used by AI. And Zuleika made a nice comment here. It's usually tailored and humanized by a human. And that's what the key thing is that you need to humanize what is generated by AI. Hiring managers, they prefer an authentic human written application because the AI generated ones, they sound repetitive, they sound generic. And what it does imply is that you are lazy. So this is a big indication for you that you need use AI to generate a cover letter, use AI to generate your resume, but you need to humanize it. And when you're using AI, it's the critical thinking that is so important. So if I go back here, the decision making, the problem solving, the research skills, the creativity, and curiosity, all of that is Hugh. This is Hugh the human. And that's where you need to put the human part in whatever output is generated by AI. And what we call that is the human intellect. So you need to combine AI plus the human intellect. Han, anything to add here?
No, absolutely. It's so important to have that human touch, even though you're using AI to be much more efficient.
In fact, a lot of hiring managers are now going back to in-person interviews because they're finding that when they're doing web interviews, that candidates are often looking at their keyboard and typing the question into ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini in order to respond back to the question.
Hmm.
So there's you need to be very, very, very careful in using AI to help with your job search. Um,
It's great practice, but
mhm,
we definitely, that's why everybody's calling in back in person.
that's right. In back, can you say that again? Huh?
Get everybody back in person, right?
Back in person. That is correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. You may hear a lot of stuff in the news and on social media about entry level positions will disappear. Well, no, they will not disappear. They will change. What managers will do is look for people that have skills in using AI and to be able to leverage AI in their work. And even further, they're going to look for people who have those human skills, the critical thinking, the problem solving, the troubleshooting, the creativity. So those are the skills that are going to be prized by managers. And it's not that AI will take your job, it's someone using AI who will. And this is key to our session today. You need to build your AI skills inventory, and we'll tell you how you will do that. One of the challenges is that students that are currently in school or just graduating, they don't have any AI skills because faculty have not had an opportunity to embed AI into the curriculum. So those of you who are already using AI, you have a leg up when looking for jobs because you need to demonstrate to the employer that you not only have the human skills, but you have AI skills that will complement your hard skills. Han, anything else to add?
No, I think one of the questions is what's AI? What are AI skills? Is it coding? Is it technical? What are AI skills?
AI skills is, and we're going to get to that in a few slides. The key AI skills is how to use Copilot, Gemini, ChatGPT, and prompt engineering, how to construct a great prompt and how to be able to critically think and analyze the output of AI so that the information that you're getting is good content.
It's being much more efficient with your process and work. So it can be, you can use a variety of tools, all the listed that you had provided, but being able to pull it and then making sure that your workflow is quicker, much more efficient, and the
Yeah, it's
quality.
much, yeah, it's much like using Word or Excel. Those are tools, and AI is a tool. And what you bring to Word and Excel is your intellect. How do I use those tools in order to help me and help my organization be able to be profitable or to be competitive in this new age? So that's how I look at AI skills. It's no different than saying, "Oh, I've got Excel skills or I've got Word skills or PowerPoint skills." It's digital literacy in AI.
Right.
So I'm going to change the thought process here to what's happening in the world of search engines. This is a librarian, and I call this the old Google, the Google of 9 months ago. If you were to Google and you type a search, it's like going to this librarian, and you're asking the librarian to search for information for you. And what this librarian will do is go into the library and give you a bunch of index cards. And you go to the stacks, you go to where all the books are, and you collect all the resources, you read the resources, and then you synthesize. That's the way Google and most search and all search engines have been operating since 2002 when Google first came about. The search engines now are using what they call AI mode, and Google is a good example of this. And this is the new librarian. When you go to Google, the librarian, the new Google, has read all the information about your query, will synthesize the information, and provides you with the most relevant information for you to use. This is the new Google, and it looks like this. So I just typed, what is the number of employers in Canada? And this is what Google is doing now. It is synthesized. It's the new librarian where it went out and it picked all of the resources that matched your criteria and pulled all of that synthesis for you. So this is great, and I know many of you are have seen this, and just use thumbs up if you have. But what's happening is that people no longer are clicking through all of the links. So what does that mean? It means one thing: Google is losing money because they are getting paid per click. Those of you who are in marketing or in social media, digital marketing, you need to be familiar with the new with this Google AI mode and this new way of searching because people are no longer clicking through links. They are going straight to the AI overview. And for you as a user, you need to take a look at the AI overview and use your human intellect to make sure that that information is not only correct, but it's valid and it's current. Okay. So the new world of search engine is called Google AI mode or AI overview. And it's a big shift in search engine optimization. So if you are currently, in digital marketing, in social media, in research, you need to be really up and up to date on what's happening in this world of AI overviews. So so it's less about getting a click now, and it's more about being the source that Google AI chooses to summarize. Okay. And there was a question about explain about how AI can help to humanize cover letters. We'll get into that in a few minutes. Great question. So we're moving to an answer engine, but not a search engine, because now you're searching and Google is providing you with the answer. So this is key. This is the big, big thing that has changed in the world of AI. So let's take a look at AI job transformation. So there are hundreds and hundreds of AI tools, and this is just a screenshot of a few of the tools that have spawned because of the AI revolution. And most employees and most of you are using free public generative AI tools at work, yet a minority of report their organization has a policy governing its use. So meaning that a lot of employers still don't have a policy on how to use AI responsibly and ethically. And this is what we've seen in this KPMG report in 2025. So let's move to the tools. These are the tools that you should be very familiar with. It's like, I know how to use Word, I know how to use Excel. You should be able to, in your resume, say, I know how to use Notebook, Synthesia, Google AI Studio, Grammarly, Gemini, Copilot, ImageFX, and Mind Studio. Those are the popular generative AI tools that you must know. You don't have to know all of them, but you must know at least two or three of them, because that's what employers understand. They understand what those tools are because they've seen it in either advertising, they've seen it in social media, or they've seen it in the news. Han, I'm going to flip it to you. Anything to add so far?
No, it's great. Exactly like you said, we need AI tools, but more importantly, the human critical thinking, problem solving,
Exactly. And the
communication.
whole magic is in the prompt. Does anybody not know what a prompt is? Does anybody don't know what a prompt is?
I think
Okay.
they would also ask, why isn't ChatGPT or DeepSeek there in
Well,
that list?
ChatGPT should be there, but ChatGPT is kind of the backbone. Microsoft owns ChatGPT, and Copilot is using ChatGPT. But if you know Copilot, if you know Gemini, you will know ChatGPT because they all work similarly. It's like I know Word, I know how to use Google Docs. you
Yeah.
know.
And there's
Uh,
so many. You're right,
mm,
DeWitt. Those are there are other possible. You can
yeah,
list them, 100 of them
yeah.
if you want.
And DeepSeek is just another tool. People say, "Oh, it's in China." It doesn't matter. They all work. They all work the same. Again, it's like how to use a word processor, and how do I use PowerPoint? People say, "I know how to use PowerPoint," but how do you use Canva? Well, Canva is like PowerPoint. So if you know how to use PowerPoint, you know how to use Canva.
What
Okay.
is a prompt? Like, what is the definition of a prompt? Can you elaborate?
Sure. That's a great question. So what is prompt? It's also known as prompt engineering. It's the art and science of crafting effective input prompts to get the most accurate, creative, or useful responses from an AI system. Inessa, when you go to whether you're using ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Gemini, Copilot, Claude, any of those AI tools, you need to give it some direction because you're dealing with a 2-year-old who is super, super, super smart. But because they're a 2-year-old, you need to give them some direction. It's not as you can't go to say Copilot and say create a resume because it just does not know what you mean by create a resume. So the information, the steps you give it, you give to the AI system to generate a result is called prompt engineering. It's crafting it's crafting an effective input so that you get accurate, creative, or useful responses from the AI system. So think of it as giving a clear instruction to a super intelligent assistant. The better your prompt, the better the results. So when employers are looking at skills, they're looking at not only can I use AI systems, but can I generate a prompt? Okay. And thank you, Zuleika. Prompt is the statement that we ask the question in any AI application. And in fact, prompt engineering has become a must-have skill to stay competitive. What I suggest to you is search on prompt engineering, or there's a lot of courses like Udemy, for example, and some of those there are a lot of online courses on prompt engineering. Once you wrap your head around prompt engineering, it's pretty simple, but it's the ability to ask and craft an direction to an AI system.
And it's not only once. So just make sure that it can also be iterative. So you might prompt and you might ask, and then you build on that and you build on it. So it's not just one time.
Mhm. Now, Sinead asked the question, is ChatGPT and Copilot interrelated? Well, Microsoft owns part of ChatGPT, so Copilot is using ChatGPT
OpenAI.
in the background. You know,
OpenAI owns ChatGPT. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that. Copilot
Mhm.
is Microsoft and OpenAI is ChatGPT.
That's right. That's right. But OpenAI is in Microsoft has is a minor shareholder of OpenAI and ChatGPT.
Gotcha.
Yep. Okay. So, so when we go back to prompt engineering, the first thing you need to do is that you have to be really specific. It's like talking to a 2-year-old. You have to give it a persona. And persona means that you have to tell it what it's going to behave as. So your prompt needs to start with act as a colleague, act as a marketing expert, act as a information specialist, act as a digital marketing expert. You need to give it that persona. In this case, this is the example. I want to use Copilot to draft an email for me. So I always start act as a colleague or act as a friend if you want to send an email to a friend, or act as an advisor if you want to send an email to a student, or act as a job seeker. Rewrite the following email to be more informative and persuasive, and then you paste your draft response. So that is prompt engineering. That is prompt engineering. You are engineering a directive for the AI system to respond, but you have to give it a persona. Behave as this individual. Otherwise, it gives you garbage. Okay? You also don't overload the prompt, meaning don't put a lot of stuff into your prompt. You can write a very simple prompt, and then with Copilot and Gemini and ChatGPT, it will allow you to actually add some stuff to your prompt. So, clarify or change the wording, or please add a picture, and so you can really customize your prompt by asking it questions. And you have to add context. So for example, you may want to tell Copilot, explain how immigration works to someone with a basic understanding of sociology. So there you're giving it context, okay? And you have to give it formatting instructions. Give me 5 creative marketing ideas for our next webinar in bullet points. Here are the details, and then you add your draft. This is prompt engineering. And uh, And that's all I want to say about prompt engineering. If you want to know more about prompt engineering, there's a lot of free courses out there, and or check your local college, university, or even settlement agency to see if they are offering courses. Okay. And yes, Maureen will provide you with the recording and also the slide deck. Um, there are risks in using AI. One is called hallucinations and inaccuracies, because AI, although it's super, super, super intelligent, it will get things wrong. And that's where the human intellect comes into play. You cannot assume that AI is 100% correct. AI is biased, okay? Um, uh, AI is not a human, and it doesn't deal with emotion, and it has a lot of biases. The huge thing for you is data security and privacy. So the data that you provide is not secure. So if you're using, say, ChatGPT, for example, whatever data you're providing to ChatGPT, it will use it in order to train its model. So it's like feeding the beast. There's a way for you to go into your settings and say, do not use this data to train your language model. Don't forget, that's how ChatGPT, Gemini, Copilot, and all the DeepSeek, they're using your data in order to train the model. So the more people that are using those tools, the better the model will be. But if you're using some private information and you're worried about your data privacy and security, you need to turn that feature off. And AI cannot make any moral or ethical values. Although developers are providing rules, they don't always work, and there are ways to get around them. So you need to understand these risks, and this is part of the human intellect. And this is where employers they're looking for people who understand this. So we call it AI plus HI because it embeds all those items under critical thinking. So let's do some exploration. In Han, I'll let you demo Google AI Studio, and then I'll do Google Notebook.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to share my screen. Let me see if I can share my screen. Share screen. I'm going to whole desktop. Yes, sure. Okay, so everybody, I know everybody's looking for a professional photo, and I deliberately took this picture of myself looking somewhere else, looking a little frightened. But I put this into Google AI Studio. So if you haven't heard, it's go to Google AI Studio, and you can go into Generate Media. You're going to try Nano Banana. So it's a new model that Google has just recently released, and they've got a lot of great abilities to edit an image generate as well. So for me, I uploaded that really odd looking picture, and I said I wanted to see if it can create for me a professional photo. And of course, the first one is that you can see it fixed my eyes, and I was looking in the front. And of course, I asked it to make sure it gives me some professional attire. So it gave me a suit to wear. So again, everybody in the audience, There's now no excuse for you not to have a professional photo on LinkedIn. You can go ahead to, of course, ChatGPT to it, but you can also do it in Google AI Studio to do that. Okay. So please use Google AI Studio to do that. Also, when you go to Google AI Studio, you can click on Stream, and there's three things that you can interact with Google. Number one is you can talk to it. You can share your cam or you can share your computer screen. I'm going to talk to it. Somebody was asking, how can I improve my English? And I'm going to ask it. Hold on for a second. Let's see. Hi there. I would like you to act as a English as a second language instructor and help me improve my English.
Hello, I'd be happy to help you with your English. What specific areas would you like to focus on? We can work on grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, or anything else you need help with.
I want to help improve my conversational English. Specifically, specifically, I want to improve small talk.
Perfect. Small talk is a really important skill for conversational English. We can practice discussing common topics like the weather, hobbies, or current events. We can also go over some common phrases and expressions for starting and continuing conversations. Would you like to start with a specific topic or phrase?
No, I would like to pretend, I want to give you a scenario and I would like to practice with you my English. And if I said something wrong grammatically or pronunciation, can you improve and tell me what the correct way to say it is?
Absolutely. That's a great idea. Just give me the scenario and we can practice. I'll be happy to provide feedback on your grammar and pronunciation as we go. What is the scenario you have in mind?
We are both waiting in line at checkout, and you are at the front of me, and I am behind, and I want to start a conversation with you.
Okay, I understand the scenario. I'm ready to start the conversation whenever you are. What would you like to say?
Okay, so remember to correct my English, okay? So, hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How about you? That was a perfect way to start the conversation. Your grammar and pronunciation were perfect. Now we can continue the small talk. You could ask about the weather, how long the wait is, or anything else that comes to mind.
How's the weather in Toronto today?
The weather in Toronto today is quite pleasant, actually. It's sunny and mild with a nice breeze. How do you find it? That was a good question to keep the conversation going. Your
It
percent
it's it too hot.
I understand. Sometimes the weather can feel too hot for some people. Is there anything specific you find uncomfortable about the heat?
Ah,
By the way,
you're not so usually it corrects my English, but you're not correcting my English. So I said it too hot. Is that correct grammatically?
my apologies. You're right. The grammatically correct way to say that would be it's too hot or it is too hot. You need to include the verb is. Thanks for pointing that out. I'll make sure to correct your English more consistently now.
Okay.
So, as we were saying, it feels too hot today?
So I just ended it. So you can see that you can really use Google AI Stream in helping with your English. So you can try practice an interview, or you can try conversational English. Maybe you can make sure that they are in a particular field, and then you can try to practice your English there. So that's just some of the examples, but there are many, many different scenarios for it. You can look in your fridge and say, I have, a piece of meat and broccoli. What can I do? And it'll give you a recipe. So lots of different um, scenarios that you could use. Yeah. So I'll pass it on to Denis. Any questions or any comments about the Google AI Studio? Not yet. So if you have questions, make sure you put it in the Q&A. We'll be answering your questions then. I'll give it over to Denis.
Yeah, there's a couple of questions in the Q&A that I'd like to answer. From Abdul, what are the best AI tools for improving my communication skills? Well, Han just demoed Google AI Studio. Um, And that is probably one of the best tools out there that is not only free, but it does a very, very good job. We've answered that question. The next one, can hiring managers have a means of identifying whether someone is using AI generated resume and or cover letter? Absolutely. There are a lot of tools out there that will take a look at the content and it will tell you whether it's AI generated or not. Uh, one of the most embarrassing ways that they find out is they ask you for an interview and you don't sound the way you sound in your cover letter or resume. Uh, so um, that uh, uh, that's one of the best ways. Then you say there's a question about I use ChatGPT and AI, but how can I identify someone with AI and without AI skills, please? Um, you need to in your resume and cover letter to identify that you do have AI skills. So whether you've taken a course or that you're self-taught or that what's another way of doing that, Han, since you worked in career development? How can
Yeah.
you
There's
phrase that?
Yeah, there's lots of LinkedIn courses available as well, digital badges. And then later at the end of the slide, we're going to give you a AI navigator. It's completely free. It asks you some questions and it'll help you create some learning paths for you. So stay tight. We're going to give you that URL for you to see what you can do.
Okay, and there were comments about if it's free, is it limitations? No. To use the Google products, as long as you have a Gmail account, I haven't seen any limitations. And Liu Bang, to use the Google products like Notebook LM and Google AI Studio, you just need a Gmail account.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Google's no longer making money by the clicks. They're making money off of the content that you're providing to feed the large language model. So that's why you need to be very careful if you're sharing personal or private information. Okay, so let's go to my screen now. And what I did, let me just find it here.
I think just while you look at it, a lot of people
Mhm.
now putting on their LinkedIn, their AI skills. I think over 200% increase in the last few years because
Mm.
demand for AI skills. So make sure that you have that updated on your LinkedIn profile as well.
Okay, you can see my screen. I'm
Yes.
in Gemini, and somebody asked a question about they're looking for a course on website design with WordPress. So I thought I would use prompt engineering to illustrate what this does. So first thing I do is act as a digital marketer. Then I put in the question, can you suggest courses for website designing with WordPress or AI? Then I was more specific, provide the list in bullet points and provide links. Also, the location would be Canada. Keep the website description short. And if I go here, it'll take a look at my prompt and then generate. So there you go. There's the whole list. And it tells you where you can get the courses, um, what kind of certificate, and provide you with the links. So this is prompt engineering. Okay. So I'm going to get out of that and look at the Notebook LM. What you can do, and this is just a fake resume that I put together, and I uploaded this resume. And what Google LM will do is give you a brief description of your resume, and you can use this brief description to start creating your cover letter. Okay. So that's one way of using Google LM. The other thing you can do is you get what they call a um, um, what's the word on help me? What is this called again?
Mind map.
A mind map. So you can take a look at your resume and do you have the right categories? And in each category, do you have the right headings? Okay. And again, this is fake. This is not a real person. I just uploaded a resume and I changed the personal information. But this is one way you can use Google LM to help you with your resume. The other thing you can do when here, I'm going to go to do some industry research, and I want to know something about uh, Microsoft Canada, and do some industry research about Microsoft Canada. So I can take the website, and that's not a good one. Let me use
And this is really good
Desjardins.
if you're going for an interview and you need to research the company that you're being interviewed, and you have a short amount of time, insert that website in, and you'll learn a lot more than reading one by one.
Yeah. And let me look for, okay, here's the Desjardins insurance. And I'm just going to copy the web address. Then I go to Notebook LM, and I'm going to create a new notebook. I am going to add a link, and I'm going to paste the link here, insert, and then what you will get is here's all the information. Whoops, you can still see my screen here, about this particular insurance company. And you can get a briefing document, which will give you even more information about that particular company. Okay, so
And
here we go.
you can even create questions that you can ask the employer in
Mhm.
preparation for your interview so that they know you know about the company.
Exactly, exactly. I'll say, do they provide retiree benefits? See, it gives you an answer. So instead of you going through the whole website, you can just bring the website right into Notebook LM. If you're taking classes, you can actually upload. I think I have one here. Let's see. Here's one. This was a recording that I uploaded in Google LM. And
I don't know if we can hear it.
oh, it's probably because I'll just stop it.
It's essentially a podcast, I guess.
Yeah, let me just reshare my screen because this is really cool, and I'll add sound. Share sound.
This is really good if you're driving and you don't have time to read and you can listen to it while you're driving.
It sounds like someone discussing the current economic climate future trends.
That's right. And it touches on a lot of the concerns people have, doesn't it?
Yeah, things like economic uncertainty, definitely.
Yeah.
Technological change, job security, all that stuff.
Big question.
Okay, so this gives you a way to take, you can record a lecture note, you can go to a conference and there's a speaker, record the speaker, you can bring it into Notebook LM, upload it, and then it will give you not only a summary, but you can get detailed information about that particular lecture or talk, and you can actually hear the podcast. And also with the podcast, I can do this.
You've come to the right place. You sent us your sources because, well, you're looking ahead, trying to figure out what. Oh, wait, someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Yes, can you give me one of the growth mindset in your presentation?
Oh, that's a great question. And it's super relevant to what we're about to dive into.
Yeah, that concept of a growth mindset is definitely a thread through all this.
Absolutely. The audio you shared, it actually highlighted the very essence of a growth mindset.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit more then.
Think about what the speakers.
So Notebook LM should be one of, and Google AI Studio should be in your toolkit alongside with Gemini, Copilot, ChatGPT. Those are, to me, those are the ones that employers understand and are currently using. Han, anything else to add?
No, not at all. I think it's sometimes a lot and overwhelming. So what would your advice be for somebody who's just starting out? Like what we should do? There's so much out there.
Uh,
Um,
um,
we
a
do.
couple things.
Yeah.
One is to learn about prompt engineering for sure. Prompt engineering. Two is to start using Copilot, Gemini, and ChatGPT. And third is to become very familiar with Google AI Studio and Notebook LM.
Hmm.
And here's another resource, Han, that you wanted to.
Yeah. It'll be a link and we can share it in the link as well. You click on it, it'll ask you some questions about your knowledge and what areas that you're interested in. And then it will produce for you some learning outcomes and some learning resources that you can go ahead and take. So I think most of it it's free. So it is a great resource.
Okay, we're almost at the end, and the key message we want to talk to you about today is that it's not that AI will take your job, it's someone using AI who will. And in your case, it's not that AI will prevent you from getting a job, it's just that someone who understands and uses AI will.
Yeah.
So do it. We're right on time. It's 4:58, and we want to thank you for joining this webinar. We will share with you not only the recording, but also the slide deck and the resources. You can seek us out on LinkedIn. And over to you, Han. Any final comments? And then to
I,
DeWitt.
I think we forgot to answer Denis' questions about which any AI will help humanize cover letters.
You, no,
You.
you,
Yeah.
it's you. No,
Exactly. You-
yeah.
yeah, that's AI. And so you can't use AI to make it human. It has to be representation of yourself, your skills, how you speak, how you approach, how you communicate. That should be reflected. AI should be a starting foundational, and you put in that final touch to humanize it. And the employers will very much see that difference. Thank you. Thank you, Denis. It was always a pleasure. And thank you, DeWitt, for inviting us here.
Absolutely. You two are the best people to invite for a presentation. You ask the questions, you answer the questions, you ask each other, you do the housekeeping. I didn't need to be here, and we're very, very grateful for the very insightful presentation and all the information that you've provided. And I think the takeaway for me, as somebody who's in this position and yet not really advanced and skilled on AI, I think this has been very, very helpful for me as well. And I'm sure we'll share this recording with our colleagues and with everybody who is here today. And I'm sure this will be extremely beneficial. And so AI is not going anywhere. It's here to stay. What we have to do really is to learn how to use it to get ahead of a lot of the people so that we can stand out and use it properly and safely. And I think that's important to repeat. And Han and Dennis both mentioned that do not use any private information. Do not simply upload your resume. Make sure you remove your phone number and your email and your name and any relevant information that should be removed. But I think this will really simplify a lot of the hard work that you're doing, especially you as newcomers. I think a lot of those resources will be very helpful. Know how to use them safely, and you can always ask somebody else, a friend, a colleague, an agency person, and a job coach, career navigation support. That's why we've been promoting the resources that we have. If you do everything that, Han and Dennis shared today, and you need somebody to go through your cover letter, through your resume, to humanize it and your guidance, there are resources. And so, and again, as I always say, the more you work hard, the more you empower yourself, the easier it is to get support from anybody else. And so, use those resources. Follow our guests on LinkedIn, and I'm sure they will be kind to respond if there are any additional follow-up questions. And thank you so much both again. As they said, we'll share the recording and the slides with you. And we encourage you to keep participating in those kind of events. I'm sure those who participated today will see the value of engaging and participating in events like this. And thanks again.
Follow us on
Thank you.
Kibbi Technologies. We'll be offering a lot more of these tips and connections with employers. So feel free to learn about us, Kibbi Technologies.
Excellent. Thanks again, everybody.
Thank
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone. Bye.